evening. Thank you for joining us. First on News 2 at 6, a state official tonight suspended with pay following a story the investigative unit first broke this morning.
John Adams, the assistant commissioner to the Office of Conservation, is under a criminal investigation for possible malfeasance in office. His wife is Metro Councilwoman Laurie Adams, named in this warrant as Laurie Adams. News 2's Sarah Graybar and the WBRZ investigative unit dissect what was found in that search warrant.
Yes, Sylvia, Michael. According to a search warrant from the East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office, this investigation started with a complaint to the state legislative auditor. John Adams may have used his position in the State Department of Energy and Natural Resources to secure a specific contract with the Louisiana Oilfield Restoration Association and then received financial benefits back, both for him and possibly his children. In 2019, the Office of Conservation, or the OC, entered a contract with the Louisiana Oilfield Restoration Association, or LORA, to provide oil well operators with financial backing. At the time, John Adams served as the attorney's supervisor with the OC. According to the search warrant, he was the contact person between the two groups. To note, LORA was incorporated on September 30th, 2019. The contract was signed November 4th, just 35 days later. Looking at the document John Adams notarized, his wife, Metro Councilwoman Laurie Adams, signed as a witness. The contract, a cooperative agreement, was a pilot program to reduce abandoned oil wells in the state and allowed Laurie to charge these well operators a 3.5% fee of the financial security it provided to the operators. The contract required Laurie to build up a reserve account of $5 million to back the securities it was issuing, and said Laurie was allowed to use 20% of the revenue generated to cover administrative expenses. However, the search warrant said in 2022, Laurie exceeded that administrative cap, rising to 36%. The warrant adds Laura's owners then hired two of John Adams' children as employees at other companies they owned. We spoke to an expert, LSU law professor Ken Levy. Is this a big deal?
It is. Whenever a public official engages in corruption, it's a big deal. And this scale of corruption, it's a very big deal. And it's also a big deal when that public official is married to another public official.
East Baton Rouge Sheriff Sergeant Jessica Pizzolato wrote in the search warrant, the evidence suggests Mr. Adams used his position to influence the OC's selection of Laurie, which financially benefited Laura's owners. Not only were two of John Adams' children hired, but in 2023, the search warrant detailed how Laurie withdrew $780,000 from its reserve account, moving that money to the company's operating account. 10 days later, Laura's treasurer withdrew $780,000 from the operating account. East Baton Rouge detectives said 2 weeks later, the Adams family bought this home in a cash sale for $780,000, which seems to have raised one big flag.
It looks very stupid at first. It looks like Laura cut a check for $780,000, and then he took that check and bought a house. And not only is that corrupt, it's just stupid. I mean, he probably thought he'd never get caught, but why? I mean, these things, it's a very large amount of money. It's going to raise all sorts of red flags.
We stopped by the Adams' home on Oak Brook Drive, a nice neighborhood, a home overlooking a private lake. I knocked on the door 4 times. Inside, I could hear a female and male voice discussing whether to open the door.
Louisiana has a history of corruption going back at least till Huey Long.
Levy says for cases like this, the investigation could take weeks, months.
You are not allowed as a public official to engage in this kind of horse trading, dealing. It's called a quid pro quo. It's bribery. Louisiana has several statutes against this. So does the federal government. Right now, the East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office is investigating, but this very well could easily become a federal matter.
The Department of Energy and Natural Resources said the auditor has been reviewing Laura's performance, but won't get results until the audit is complete. The Laura contract was established under the previous administration. A spokesman said then the state has since established the Natural Resources Trust Authority to better manage energy resources and companies' financial obligations. Sylvia?